Most people think a winter car kit is about a box of stuff you throw in the trunk and forget about. They get it completely wrong. The difference between waiting for a tow truck and not surviving the night has almost nothing to do with how much gear you own. It's about following unspoken rules that separate people who make it through from those who don't. And I'm going to be straight with you. Some of this is so counterintuitive, even experienced drivers get it backwards, and it can cost them everything. I've learned, sometimes the hard way, what actually works when things fall apart. So today, we're cutting through the noise. These aren't the sexy, tactical gadgets you see everywhere. These are the 13 quiet principles, the essential items you need to be following to stay alive on winter roads. We're going to break down what you need, the real reason why you need it, and how to use it. By the end of this, you won't just have a shopping list, you'll have a plan. Number 1. The exhaust pipe shovel. The first rule is about immediate, life-saving action. Your first and most critical tool is a shovel. Everyone thinks about digging out tires, but here's what they miss. The silent killer. If you're stuck and plan to run the engine for heat, a blocked exhaust pipe can fill the cabin with deadly, odorless carbon monoxide in minutes. So, the first thing you do before anything else is grab your shovel, get to the back of your car, and dig out that exhaust pipe. This isn't just brushing snow away. You need to excavate a wide, deep channel so that fumes cannot possibly be trapped or redirected under the vehicle. Think of it as creating an escape route for the poison. Then, and only then, you can worry about moving. Dig out the snow from around your drive wheels. For what kind of shovel, get a foldable or collapsible metal one, often called an e-tool. Avoid the cheap, all-plastic models. They shatter against ice, leaving you with nothing. A sturdy metal tool is a piece of gear, not a toy. It's compact, and it works. Don't bury it, keep it accessible, ideally in the cabin or right at the top of your trunk. You need to be able to reach it without unpacking everything else. Number 2 and 3. Traction and self-sufficient power. You've shoveled, but the tires just spin on the ice. The problem is a total lack of friction. Now, you see these life hacks online about using your car's floor mats? That's a terrible idea. The tire can grab that mat and launch it like a projectile, and you'll likely destroy it in the process, leaving your car's interior exposed to wet, slushy boots. The solution is to introduce an abrasive material. The gold standard here is a bag of cheap, clay-based, non-clumping cat litter, the most basic stuff you can find. It's gritty, coarse, and provides excellent grip. Sand is another great option. Pour it generously in front of and behind your drive tires. Then, apply gentle, steady gas pressure. You want the tires to crawl onto the grit, not spin wildly and kick it all away. A 10 to 20 pound bag also adds a little weight over your drive axle, which is a small but real benefit for traction. The second enemy in this situation is the cold itself, and it's attacking your car's heart, the battery. The cold is brutal on car batteries. It slows down the chemical reaction that generates power while thickening your engine oil, making it harder to turn over. It's a perfect storm for a dead battery. For decades, the answer was jumper cables. They work. If you buy them, don't cheap out. Get a low gauge, 4 or 6 gauge, and get a long set, at least 16 feet. It gives you options when you can't park nose to nose. But I'm going to be straight with you. A portable lithium-ion jump starter is the superior tool in the modern era. Why? It makes you self-sufficient. You don't have to wait for another person to show up, a person who might not know how to connect cables correctly and could damage both cars' electrical systems. In a survival situation, you are your own first responder. You can't afford to wait or depend on others. Many of these jump starters also have USB ports to charge your phone, which makes them a critical two-for-one piece of gear, combining mobility with communication. This one device removes your dependency on the kindness or availability of strangers. Number 4 and 5. Total visibility and trapping heat. This might seem basic, but the number of drivers I see peering through a tiny, credit card-scraped hole in their windshield is terrifying. Driving with an obscured view isn't just lazy, it's monumentally dangerous. Your peripheral vision is gone, and you can't see developing hazards. And here's the part that's not optional: clearing the snow off your car's roof. When you brake, that entire sheet can slide forward, completely blinding you in an instant. It's like a curtain dropping on the stage of a tragedy. When you accelerate, that same sheet becomes an icy projectile that can smash the windshield of the car behind you, causing the very accident you managed to avoid. You are legally and morally responsible for anything that flies off your vehicle. You must clear the entire car: roof, hood, trunk, all windows, and all lights, headlights, and taillights included. Get a real ice scraper and snow brush combo with a long telescoping handle. It lets you clear the whole windshield and push snow off the roof without crawling all over a wet, cold car. Let your defroster run for a few minutes before you start. The warm air will begin to soften the ice, making your job easier. This tool belongs in the cabin of your car, not the trunk, so you can use it without getting out. Now, what happens when mobility isn't an option? The mission changes. Now, it's about keeping the furnace, your body, running. When the engine is off, your car has terrible insulation. It's just a metal and glass box that is actively losing heat to the outside world. The only furnace you have left is your own body, and you have to trap that heat. A good blanket doesn't create heat, it traps the heat you're already producing. The best choice is a wool blanket. Wool is a miracle fabric. It insulates incredibly well, even when it gets damp from condensation or melting snow. Another option is a few Mylar space blankets. They work by reflecting your body heat back at you. The best strategy is to have a durable wool blanket as your main insulation and a Mylar blanket to wrap yourself in underneath. Have one for every person in the car. Huddle together to share body heat. This isn't about comfort, it's about function. Number 6. The wearable survival shelter. Your daily clothes are a potential death trap. This is a hard truth most people ignore. You left the house in a business suit or jeans and a hoodie, thinking you'd only be outside for the minute it takes to walk from the car to the office. Now you're stranded, and those clothes are dangerously inadequate. Cotton, in particular, is a terrible choice and a known killer in the outdoors community. Once cotton gets wet from sweat, condensation, or melting snow, it loses all its insulating properties. Worse, it becomes a thermal siphon, actively pulling precious heat away from your skin through evaporative cooling. In a survival context, wearing wet cotton is often worse than wearing nothing at all. The solution is a dedicated stranded bag of winter clothing. This is not about fashion, it is functional, life-saving apparel. The key principle to understand and embrace is layering. This system allows you to adapt to changing conditions by adding or removing items. Your bag needs to contain a complete layering system. First is the base layer, which lies against your skin. Its only job is to wick sweat away. It must be made of a synthetic material like polyester or a natural fiber like merino wool, never cotton. Second is the mid-layer, or insulating layer. Its job is to trap your body heat. This can be a fleece jacket, a wool sweater, or a puffy down vest. Fleece and wool retain insulating properties even when damp, making them superior choices. Finally, you need a waterproof and windproof outer shell. This protects your insulating layers from the elements. Most critically, your bag must contain a warm hat. You can lose a significant amount of body heat through your head, waterproof gloves or mittens, and multiple pairs of thick wool socks to keep your feet dry. A pair of insulated, waterproof boots is perhaps the single most overlooked item. Trying to shovel snow or walk for help in dress shoes or sneakers is a fast track to frostbite and immobility. This one bag of clothing can single-handedly transform a life-threatening ordeal into a merely uncomfortable inconvenience. It is your personal, wearable survival shelter. Briefing. And number 7. Fueling the furnace. Hey, just a quick pause. We're about halfway through this critical briefing. If you're getting value out of this and learning the principles that actually matter for winter survival, not just some random list of products, then do me a favor and hit that subscribe button right now. My entire goal here on this channel is to give you the undiluted, no-nonsense information that keeps you and your family safe on the road. I want to cut through the noise and deliver strategies that work in the real world when things go sideways. I'm committed to providing this content, and your support helps ensure that this vital information can reach as many people as possible. It's completely free, and it's designed for you to print out and put directly in your car's glove box. Let's get back to the rules that will keep you alive. Your body is a furnace, and calories are the fuel. This isn't a metaphor, it's a biological fact. Just the act of shivering, your body's last-ditch effort to generate heat, burns a massive amount of calories. If you run out of fuel, your body simply cannot produce heat, and hypothermia becomes inevitable. Hunger also introduces significant psychological stress, clouding your judgment and leading to poor, often panicky decision-making. You need to keep your mind as sharp as your body. The solution is a small, dedicated stash of high-calorie, non-perishable food. We're talking about survival fuel. Energy bars, protein bars, calorie-dense nuts, and jerky are perfect examples. They are packed with energy, require absolutely no preparation, and won't be ruined by the cycle of freezing and thawing in your trunk. Avoid anything that requires cooking, a can opener, or will turn into a useless frozen brick that you could break your teeth on. A handful of bars and a bag of trail mix for each potential passenger, enough for 24 hours, is all you need to keep your internal furnace running hot. Number 8. The cold weather hydration strategy. Dehydration is a silent and insidious threat in the cold. People associate dehydration with heat and sweat, but you can become dangerously dehydrated in a freezing car, and it happens faster than you think. In cold, dry air, you lose a significant amount of water just by breathing. You can see this as vapor every time you exhale. Because you don't feel thirsty the same way you do in the summer, you often don't realize you're in a deficit until the symptoms begin. These symptoms, dizziness, fatigue, confusion, dangerously overlap with the symptoms of hypothermia, making a bad situation worse. But a standard bottle of water in a freezing car becomes a useless block of ice. Worse, as water freezes, it expands with incredible force and can rupture a rigid bottle, leaving you with no container when you find a way to melt it. The strategy here is twofold. First, for water storage, use flexible plastic bottles that have some give and only fill them about 90% full. This leaves room for the ice to expand without breaking the container. Store your main supply in a small, insulated cooler in your trunk. A cooler works both ways. It doesn't just keep things cold, it slows down temperature change in either direction, significantly delaying the freezing process. Second, and more importantly, always keep one bottle of water in the cabin with you. When you have to shut the car off for an extended period, tuck this bottle inside your jacket. Your body heat will keep it from freezing. When you leave the car for the night, take it inside with you. That way, you always have a supply of liquid, drinkable water, and never, ever eat snow to hydrate. This is a classic rookie mistake you see in movies, and it can be lethal. Your body must expend a massive amount of precious energy and body heat to melt the snow and raise it to a temperature your system can absorb. This process actively cools your core, dramatically accelerating the onset of hypothermia. It is a terrible trade-off. You lose far more in life-sustaining heat than you gain in hydration. If you absolutely must melt snow, it has to be done outside your body using an external heat source. Number 9. The first aid kit and your knowledge. A small injury can become a major disaster. This is a fundamental rule of survival that even experienced people get wrong. In the comfort of a warm, clean home, a small cut on your finger is a minor inconvenience that you cover with a bandage and forget about. In a cold, dirty, high-stress survival situation, that same small cut is a serious liability. Your body, already struggling to stay warm, has fewer resources to fight infection. The cold compromises your immune response and slows healing. A simple cut can easily become infected, leading to systemic illness that you are ill-equipped to handle. There are no minor injuries when you're stranded. This is why you need a dedicated, well-thought-out first aid kit. Most people just buy a pre-made one, throw it in the car, and never open it. That's a critical mistake. You need to open it, understand its contents, and customize it for your needs and for winter conditions. At a minimum, your kit must have antiseptic wipes to clean wounds, a wide variety of bandages and gauze pads, medical tape to hold them in place, and pain relievers like ibuprofen, which can also help reduce inflammation. Then, you must add winter-specific items. Instant chemical hot packs are crucial for treating frostnip or just warming dangerously cold extremities in a pinch. They provide a vital external heat source when your body's production isn't enough. Your kit should also include burn gel, as people trying to get warm near an engine or exhaust can easily get burned. Most importantly, the best kit in the world is useless if you don't know how to use it. You will not learn under the stress of an emergency. Take a basic first aid and CPR class from a reputable organization. Read the manual that comes with your kit. Practice using the items. In a crisis, you don't rise to the occasion, you fall to the level of your training. Knowing what to do is more important than the gear itself. Your knowledge is the most critical item in your first aid kit. Customize your kit, review it every 6 months to replace expired items, and get the training you need to use it effectively. Number 10 and 11. Dedicated light and power. You must own the darkness. Winter days are short, and it gets dark shockingly early. When you're stranded, the darkness can be disorienting and demoralizing. Relying on your phone's flashlight is a terrible, amateur-level idea. You need to conserve every bit of that phone's battery for its most important job, communication. Therefore, you need a dedicated, reliable, and powerful light source. Get a quality LED flashlight. But here's the key that most people miss. You must use lithium batteries. Standard alkaline batteries perform terribly in the cold. The cold temperature slows their chemical reaction, causing their voltage to plummet, and they will die with stunning speed, leaving you in the dark. Lithium batteries are chemically designed to function in a much wider temperature range and will significantly outlast alkalines in freezing conditions. Pack at least one spare set of these lithium batteries. Then, you must have a foolproof backup, a hand crank flashlight. It may not be as bright or convenient, but it will always work, independent of any batteries. It works on your effort alone. A headlamp is also a fantastic, almost essential, tool because it frees up both your hands for critical tasks like digging, administering first aid, or signaling. Your second lifeline, and your single most powerful connection to rescue, is your smartphone. But in the cold, its battery will drain at a shockingly fast rate, and a dead phone is just a useless brick. The problem is the battery. The cold increases the battery's internal resistance, making it work harder and die faster. The solution is an independent power source, a portable power bank. A good one, with a capacity of 10,000 to 20,000 mAh, can recharge a phone multiple times. This is not a luxury item. It is an absolute necessity in the modern world. The moment you are stranded, plug your phone in. Put the phone and the power bank in an inside pocket of your jacket, using your body heat to keep them warm and functioning optimally. The cold is the enemy of all batteries. Protect them like your life depends on them, because it does. Don't forget a durable charging cable. Number 12. Announcing your presence. Be seen before you get hit. You're stranded on the side of a road in a blizzard. Visibility is near zero. Your hazard lights are not enough. In a whiteout, they become faint, blurry, and almost hypnotic. Another driver, disoriented by the storm, might fixate on them and steer directly into you. You need to announce your position with absolute clarity to prevent a secondary collision, which is often more dangerous than the initial event that got you stranded. The solution is a set of 3 reflective warning triangles. There is a very good reason that commercial trucks are required by federal law to carry them. They work, and their effectiveness is proven. They are coated in a material that uses retroreflection, meaning they bounce light directly back to its source with minimal scattering. They light up like a torch in another vehicle's headlights from a great distance, providing a clear and unmistakable warning long before your vehicle itself is visible. But you have to learn the proper way to use them safely. Before you even step out of your car, put on a high-visibility reflective vest. Then, carry the folded triangles and walk along the shoulder, facing oncoming traffic so you can see what's coming. Place the first triangle about 10 feet behind your car, on the shoulder, to mark the immediate danger zone. Place the second about 100 feet back. That's about 35 to 40 paces for an adult. Place the third triangle about 200 feet back. If you are near a hill or a curve, place the triangles farther back to give drivers even more warning time before they crest the hill or round the bend. This system doesn't just guide rescuers to your location. Its primary job is to prevent the tow truck that's coming to save you, or any other vehicle, from plowing into you at high speed. You must also consider your visibility to rescuers. A brightly colored cloth, sometimes called a panel marker, tied to your antenna or shut in a window, will make you much more visible against a white landscape to both ground and air search parties. Announce your presence. Don't just become another barely visible shape in the storm. Number 13. The peerless whistle. Your voice will fail. Your whistle won't. This is the smallest, cheapest, and most tragically underestimated item on this entire list. Imagine a common winter accident scenario. You've slid off the road, down an embankment. Your car is partially buried in snow, hidden from the view of the main road. You are injured or unable to get out. You try to yell for help, but your voice is hoarse and weak from breathing the cold, dry air. A human shout is surprisingly ineffective against the muffling effect of snow and the sound of the wind. It simply doesn't carry. You can scream until your throat is raw, and a rescuer walking just 100 yards away might never hear you. The solution is a simple, peerless safety whistle. The sharp, piercing, high-frequency sound of a whistle cuts through wind and ambient noise and carries much farther than a human voice ever could. More importantly, you can blow a whistle for hours with minimal effort, whereas shouting will exhaust you in minutes. You must get a P-less whistle. This means it's the kind without the small cork or plastic ball, the P inside. In freezing temperatures, the moisture from your breath can easily freeze that P in place, rendering the whistle useless. The P-less design is foolproof. The internationally recognized signal for distress is 3 sharp blasts. It's a sound that signals, "Help me," to anyone who hears it. This item is so small and inexpensive there is absolutely no excuse not to have one on your keychain, on the zipper of your jacket, and in your car's glove box. It's the tool that gets you found when everything else has failed. So there you have it, 13 rules. Not just a list of items, but a complete system for turning your car from a potential steel trap into a functional survival shelter. We covered mobility, personal warmth, and signaling for rescue. It's not about having the most gear. It's about having the right gear and, more importantly, understanding the principles of why you need it. This kit and this knowledge give you options. They give you control. They turn a potential disaster into a story you can tell later. Stay safe out there, drive smart, and be prepared.